Smoking rates in the UK have been falling for decades, but at the same time, cigarette companies are making more money than ever. They'll tell you they're moving away from cigarettes and towards healthier alternatives, but if you look a little closer, that's nowhere near the full story. So what's really behind Big Tobacco's big profits? Cigarette makers are in a bit of a bind. Public opinion against smoking has swayed so far that they essentially can't endorse their own product.
Put out your cigarettes!
So to stay relevant, they've engineered an image overhaul.
As a company, we have embarked upon a path of achieving a smoke-free future.
So the bulk of their marketing in the UK would suggest that they're moving towards healthier alternatives like vapes. But if you look at the financial reports, profits from these new products don't come anywhere near what traditional cigarettes bring in.
From what we can see from their company accounts, the clear majority of their profits still are earned from combustion tobacco products such as traditional cigarettes.
It's basically like printing money because it's basically nicotine wrapped in various layers of paper. And all of those things are cheap to make, but they can sell them for a very high price because people are addicted.
In 2015, the main 6 tobacco manufacturers earned more profit than Coca-Cola, Walt Disney, FedEx, Google, McDonald's and Starbucks combined. And you don't make that kind of money in a smoke-free world. So despite their product killing most of its users, they're soldiering on. And with every new hurdle, their tactics have to get a little smarter. So tax increases on tobacco are a big problem for the manufacturers.
Increasing taxes is the most effective policy we have for reducing smoking.
They should increase the cost of cigarettes. We have done steadily and it works.
I want to ask some people how this has impacted their smoking habits, and if you've been affected by high prices, then let us know in the comments below. Has the price changed since you guys started smoking?
Yes, definitely.
Ridiculous. It's like quadruple the price.
They used to be like $6.30, now they're like at least $8.60.
Super expensive, super expensive.
What is that price increase?
The government are taxing it all the time to try and cut down on smoking.
Do you know who's doing it?
I don't know actually. Probably the government to kind of discourage it.
Actually, a lot of the price increase is coming from the people who are making the cigarettes.
Oh, and the bloody big tobaccos again. I feel shafted now.
Yeah, that's not great, is it?
Between 2013 and 2015, the government increased taxes across all price brackets of cigarettes. At the same time, the manufacturers hiked their prices for premium cigarettes by another 53 pence. But for a pack of the cheapest cigarettes, they actually took money off, 6 pence to be exact. It's called price shifting, and it's a way for manufacturers to keep their profits up overall without losing the smokers who can't afford a price rise. And by maintaining the availability of cheap tobacco, they're also reducing motivation to quit. This means especially the poorest smokers will miss out on the benefits of a tobacco tax. It's keeping profits up for now, but there's a flaw in the plan.
2/3 of long-term smokers will actually die due to smoking-related illness. So the tobacco industry has a fundamental problem. A lot of their existing consumers will die. Some other existing consumers will quit. So to continue to sell cigarettes over time, they need new people to start smoking.
So finding new customers is pretty tricky if you can't advertise, market, or even display your products in a shop. But lucky for manufacturers, this whole world of opportunity has opened up.
When you're looking at a heavily regulated industry but still have billions of ad dollars to spend, what better tool is there than social media, where they can access billions of young people on platforms that are very under-regulated in this area?
An influencer working for the cigarette brand Lucky Strike shared this document with Caroline's team, which is basically a contract. It tells them when they should post to their followers, how many posts they're expected to do, the hashtags they're meant to use, and the general cool image that they're supposed to be promoting.
This was completely secret marketing. You know, these were not influencers who were saying, here's a post I was paid to promote. This was part of an industry-wide strategy to make smoking look cool again to an entire new generation of people online, to make it look like smoking was all over your newsfeed and to make it look like smoking was normal.
These tactics work as a short-term fix, but they can't keep big tobacco in business forever. With a customer base that won't stop dying, what they really need is a clean slate. So where do you find millions of people who haven't been bombarded with anti-smoking campaigns?
They're targeting markets in Asia, in India, Indonesia, Southeast Asia, Africa, and so they're shifting the epidemic away from the developed countries into the less developed countries.
They're doing all of the things that we've made illegal in the UK. They advertise, they market to children, they put their products in places where consumers are going to see those brands. They try to make those products seem glamorous and very Western, so they make people want to engage in this smoking behaviour.
So I've been exchanging a few emails with Sarah Bosley. She's The Guardian's health editor. She's done loads of work about big tobacco's shady tactics in the developing world.
Definitely Africa is being targeted.
When you started looking into it, what did you find?
There's a lot of lobbying by the industry. A lot of it was quasi-threats. They were putting government ministers under pressure, trying to persuade them not to pass the legislation. We actually got hold of various letters from tobacco companies using legalistic language to government ministers who simply don't know as much about it as the companies do. So they're saying, look, you're going to be in breach of international regulations, risks having damaging consequences on Togo's economy and business environment. So, you know, your country is going to go down the pan if you bring in plain packaging. Obviously not true.
Do you think that there's potential for smoking rates in, for example, Kenya to be as high as they once were in the UK?
Unfortunately, I think there is every possibility that smoking could take off. But the World Health Organization is doing all it can to urge the governments on to impose restrictions. So there is a chance that this can be nipped in the bud, and I just really hope it is.
So every year there's 350 million miles of cigarettes smoked, and that's enough to make a continuous chain of cigarettes from the Earth to the Sun and back, with enough left over for several round trips to Mars. It's the most successful business enterprise in the history of human civilization, as well as being the most deadly.
If you're a smoker or an ex-smoker, please let us know about your relationship with cigarettes and whether learning about big tobacco changes how you think about smoking. Thank you for watching, and if you want to see more videos from The Guardian, don't forget to like and subscribe.